Welcome back on iKeysRacing, waiting the first. This is a Ferrari 312P passing on the main straight of this beautiful venue in South Africa, that is the Kyalami racetrack. And today there is a sort of grand finale, just because we are going to finish the last chapter, the race number 15 out of 15 of the Around the World in 24 hours. For who was not already, allow me to say, present back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Around the World in 24 hours allowed us to combine the BPR mid-90s GT Championship together with the leftover of the Group C era for prototypes. Then for the season number 2 we switched to the 70s. Oh, there's a Corvette with some issues. We switched to the 70s, and so we combined the GT Gran Turismo Power and Glory set of cars that you can see already on screen, combined with the prototypes of the Le Mans 1970 edition. Two great mods, two great combination of cars, crafted so well that I'm still in love with them. And after racing with Porsche's 917K, Ferrari 512 long tail, coda lunga within the prototypes, then racing with the Ford Capri, with Alpine A120, sorry, A110 or 110, I don't know, 110, I like it, the De Tomaso Pantera. Today it's time to switch, and very soon we will come out from the pit lane. Before that, at least let me spend 2 words about the Kyalami Grand Prix, that maybe will return in 2027 for the fanboys of Formula 1, and maybe one of the most remote locations around the world for racing, but nonetheless, since the 60s the racetrack has been a common venue north of Johannesburg, and has been used for Formula 1 Grand Prix, hosting the South African Grand Prix, but not only. Maybe remembered for the tragic death of Tom Price and Jansen van Vuren, a marshal, back then just 18 years old. But what will be on our screen from 2027 onwards in real life, not in virtual scenario, in a virtual scenario, will be maybe something different. Also the, how to call it, the sense of running around the circuit has been converted from hero to zero or zero to hero, I don't know. Anyway, it's a beautiful venue to race with, and today racing with the Kyalami layout does mean also to approach the last great GT car of that period, that is the BMW CSL. Because back in the 70s, end of the 60s and beginning of the 70s, German manufacturers were absolutely willing to put on the market great cars, something they have then stopped, as you know, in the recent 30 years-ish, 25 years, just selling at that point modern, full of electronics cars, not anymore with a soul for many. And it's not a pure case that many people are looking for old German cars of the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, because they had something special indeed. And nowadays they are just a pale memory for German manufacturers. So this BMW E9, as it is originally meant to be declared and signed within BMW automaker, was a beast and a great car, honestly, produced between 1968 and 1975. It was released as the BMW 2800 CS model and was based on the 2000 CCS 4 cylinders coupes, as you prefer. Things started to be quite crazy when to fit the 6 cylinders turbocharged engine, the car has become a sort of widow maker, because was a legal road car full of turbo technology, maybe not completely harnessed back then. And today we are going to race this race trimmed version that on the left and right door holds two of the greatest names ever about endurance racing, GT racing and so on, that are Monsieur Jackie X and Sir Derek Bell. I don't think there's nothing more to say, just have a look even just on a simple Wikipedia to find out who were and who are these two great names. So today I have a bit of anxiety to actually race a car well managed by them back in the 70s. And so wish me luck. So quite a beast to bet for victories. The last emanation of the last evolution of this car was a 3.5 liters built for the Group 5 set of rules. That was basically a white page with just some major indication, but we will come back to that era in 2026. In 1976 the World Championship for makes was won by technically prototypes dressed as GT cars, even if they were still GT cars undressed by useless stuff. Nonetheless, 3 races in that edition of the World Championship for makes was absolutely something stunning, considering that everything was started from a normal road legal car. So really something special that just BMW, Porsche and few others conquered, starting from a production point of view model. So this is something that absolutely brings me shivers on my back, and the history of this car is absolutely something unrepeatable, to be fair. But apart from this, we will try to do our best. Going back to the current classification after the Mexico City 9 hours, that was a 1 hour and a half in real life, we can see that Ford for the GT class has conquered since many races ago the championship, thanks to the Capri RS 3100 model. BMW did fight anyway quite hard, if you remember, and the second place is something conquered that today will be not affected, even if Porsche, currently third, will win with a straight win in the GT class. So the championship is more or less finished like this. There will be maybe a Porsche versus De Tomaso matter today to understand who will be finally in the third spot, because technically De Tomaso, if he's going to win with 20 points available for the victory in GT class, will pass Porsche for the third final placement. As well, Porsche needs at least 12 points, so a third placement, to arrive to 140 and beat even a winning De Tomaso. Going to the prototypes category, Porsche already won the championship. Maybe nothing will change very easily also here, so I guess that Porsche will keep anyway the victory for the prototypes category. Ferrari maybe will be not under threat from Alfa Romeo for the third placement, maybe with some points still available. Who knows, we will see. Why not? Never seen before victory for some other brand. So that's it, I shut up and let's go to see the qualification situation currently running, and then a quick look to the car setup, and then 60 minutes simulating 6 times more the race, the final race of today. Despite this, welcome back on iKeysRacing, and Thank you very much for watching and for following. So here we are, dressed like a teddy bear, but Italy is becoming quite freezy at the beginning of each morning. And so forgive me for this indecent jumpsuit. For today, prototypes are seeing a 3 liters Ferrari 312P with Adamowicz Posey on top, running at 121, then followed by a Lola T70 with Smith-Taylor at the wheel, and an Alfa Romeo T33 by Gallisch-Tomlin. You can immediately see the Group 2 GT cars Ford Capri RS 3100, despite being just a tiny previous version of the Group 5 that in a couple of years would have dominated the scene of motorsport on 4 wheels about endurance and GTM prototypes categories. The Ford Capri of Jochen Mass is already in between prototypes, and as well as for some others, Group 4 De Tomaso, Porsche 911 and so on. Today, with just 26 slots, we are going to see a tight battle between the best of the best. So every car will be represented by technically one single model for each category, apart from, for example, the Triumphs that have 0 points, if I'm not wrong, in the championship. So some low scorers of points through all the year, all the season, has 2 cars, like for example also Alpine. We must get our 3.5 liters 24 valves Group 2 BMW to at least be close to Ford, so the 123.8 must be a sort of benchmark. I have already prepared a car setup, that is the one you can see here, so feel free to absolutely screenshot the current view and test at home if you like. The car has a tendency for understeering after front tires start to become overheated. That's the reason why at the front end I have chosen a hard compound and for the rear end a soft compound. Because it's qualification, I would try also a notch down of rigidity, stiffness, a notch up at the rear, and because there is also the anti-roll bar to play with, I would do the same, mechanically speaking. Let's see if I will start to maybe spin or not. So welcome on board, and as you can see from the beautiful reproduction of the internal real interiors of this car, back in the 70s was not like nowadays. So you actually took an upside down Lola, good. You actually took from a saloon car the bodywork, the chassis, the engine. Then yes, you had some technical improvements you could do, but the car itself was just, as said before, undressed by its not racing needed things mounted on a road version. Now, I am quite scared by the turbo lag effect of this beast. You can also hear it if I start from 3rd gear, low revs. Listen.
Looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3.
How quickly from 70,000 RPM the engine starts to scream.
Looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3.
And we have a Chevy Corvette at the back that is keeping our top speed pace, with a 5.7 liters engine, maybe developing, I don't know, 400 horsepower, if not more. A very heavy chassis, but from a top speed point of view, they were very close. Then the handling of the BMW was absolutely superior. Now, first couple of laps to warm up tires properly. Here we are. Ooh, time lost. You already see the front left tire overheating. It will be a factor also for the 1 hour race. Try to bring more speed into corner number 1. It is not corner number 1. Okay, I give up, I try the next one. Just half of a tenth with the better exit, downshifting 1 gear, here a bit less better. Too wide, far from the ideal line. Avoided to change a gear. Okay, a bit of improvement, good. Now there's a slow prototype in front, is the Porsche 908. I think I've lost the momentum. Oops, sorry. No, half a second Sorry, half a second, yes. 470 tenths. 4 tenths and 70. My English. Slower, there's also a not nice battle in between, but maybe we can get a bit of slipstream. Left corner, sorry, front left tire will be, I think, the major factor not allowing us to do better than this. Half a second quicker. Screwed up. Best personal, but I think I'm done. I mean, I was starting to not be completely under control, so it's a P11, maybe a bit far from Jochen Mass in P5 with the Ford Capri. He did run in 23.2, I am 27.4. I mean, it's quite a gap. So really, I don't think I can do more, but as you have seen, having a 3.5 liters engine helps quite a lot to keep the pace on the main straight, also compared to prototypes. And we will see then during race day what will come from a full hour. Definitely hard to manage. I think keeping the BMW on track, number one. I'm not sure that the race pace will be enough to battle and to fight and to beat the Ford Capri. 4 seconds during qualification are absolutely something bigger than my abilities, for sure. See you in the pit lane. So I would go with this car setup updated. We will just load then the amount of fuel needed. We can accelerate the time, but at least once in a while I am in the first part of the classification, and thanks for waiting for moments like this. Very close to the De Tomaso Pantera with Kosher Miller. So maybe it will be a tight fight between us and maybe then the Shelby Cobras and the other De Tomaso Pantera. Anyway, this is the first qualification, so first session, sorry. So there is a Ferrari 1-2 on top, Adamo with Posi and another version with Sam Posi alone. Then we get the Lola T70 Mark III-B Smith Taylor, the Alfa Romeo, Gallish Tommel and P4. The P5 is Beltois Jean de Bian with the other Lola T70 Mark III-C. Then Kurt Arens with the Porsche 917 private entry, Matra Simca Jack Brabham, Hiley Repko in the top 10 finally, and the Chevron B16, but it's also the last car with 3 liters engine. No, because there is a young Niki Lauda with the Porsche 908-02 we have seen in front of us during the second or the third tentative in qualification. What is the GT class? As well, we read the ranking. Jochen Mass, P5 overall, but P1 sorry, in class, the Group 2 Ford Capri RS 3100, as with the BMW 3.5 liters CSL 24 valves, 6 cylinders in line, De Tomaso Pantera, Kosher Miller as said, Jos Lesser Shelby Cobra, Juncadella Baviera, De Tomaso Pantera, Donoghue Folmer Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 2.8, Dave Morgan with the Corvette C2, and Rodriguez Ienco with the Chevrolet Corvette C3. These are the top 10 for each class. So we start from a 120 benchmark for a prototype and a 123 for a Ford Capri GT. The last ones are Alfa Romeo 37 to 10 seconds per lap slower than us and 17 seconds slower per lap than a Ferrari prototype. Triumph 136, the other Alfa Romeo Giulia 2000 135, Alpine 34. Shelby, this was a Mustang, maybe yes, if I'm not wrong. Triumph, okay, yes. I mean, it's not a tight battle between quickest and slower cars, but I would say in 10 seconds there are almost 20 cars here. So will be maybe not, assumed the final result. I would not be surprised if us or if the Ford Capri may win the race, being more gentle on tires than prototypes. Anyway, let's accelerate also this timing and let's see what happens. I'm okay with the P11 second in class, or even if it will become a P12 and third in class. It's more about the race strategy than anything else, and the race pace and the race constant tentative to stay out of troubles for sure. Maybe there will be some retirement by the end of the race. Some paces will drop, some others maybe not. In the meantime, I'm not tempted to test a single pit stop. Would be possible. No, because with 120 liters we run just for 28 minutes. So, to be sure of in a 1 hour real timing of race with 28 minutes of coverage, maybe there will be also a bit of fuel saving. Indeed, this is tough, I think. I'm not sure I'm going to actually save enough fuel to avoid a final splash and go. We will see. It will be a tight battle to stay close to the Jochen Mass Ford Capri. Not so sure it will be easy. While in the meantime, Jochen Mass moved from P5 to P7 because there is finally Kurt Ahrens with the Porsche private entry Porsche 917K. Yeah, so the prototypes finally came out and the 5 liters are now all in front of everybody, but quite an achievement for a 3 liters type prototype Ferrari Alfa Romeo with the long straight to be at least in the battle with the 5 liters big boys. Something that at Le Mans was easier for the 5 liters to be in front. Here maybe there is a compromise between engine displacement and total volume available for powering up each model, each car. Fine. So ready for the race. The car setup is the same you have seen before, just added 120 liters for the first stint. And hopefully the hard compound in front will not be a pain in the neck. We will see. Good. So I should be ready in a couple of seconds. I just need to drink my morning coffee because you don't know, but the recording of videos, given my current life, is actually demanded to the Saturday early morning or the Sunday early morning. That's it, unluckily. Just because it's the only moment where I can dedicate to myself a bit of time. Anyway, such a beautiful view of the starting grid that so far seems to be exactly what we have achieved during qualification. Yes. I still have to apologize for the previous video, WEC 2015, here we are, because I put out of synchro the last stint after the stop and go, so sorry, my apologies with you all. Not intended, but unluckily happened. And now I hope to do a better job here. Here we are, down to P26. The beautiful South African scenario. Here we are, first gear, formation lap, wish me luck. We are surrounded by cars already driven in various episodes here on iKeysRacing. The Tommaso Pantera was the car driven at Zeltweg, the nowadays A1 Ring Red Bull facility. Nice car, if you remember. The green Chevron we did drive at Branzach under the rain. Then the Healey Repco in front, the white 34 numbered, with the famous 3 liters naturally aspirated engine coming from Formula 1 thanks to the Repco company, with the major presence of Sir Jack Brabham that we did drive in a sort of video tribute cinematic training before the real 4 hours, simulating 6 times more 24 hours of Le Mans of this theme around the world in 24 hours, season number 2. Then I see the blue Matra. Last episode, the number 14 in Mexico, was the one dedicated to the Matra. The Ford Capri RS 3100 Watkins Glen, only GT class appointment because of the low level of the low level of pit spaces. Then what else? We did drive a Porsche 917K at Spa-Francorchamps, Watkins Glen, Spa-Francorchamps and Mexico City, all in the old 60s version. Then what we can see, the Lola T70, we did drive her at Riverside, the first time I had the Trustmaster set of pedals and wheels. Then what? The Ferrari 312P at Sebring, if I'm not wrong. I mean, we have driven almost all the cars. The Alfa Romeo 333 at Monza, ready for the green flag maybe. Remember, cold tires, Marco. Our target is the white and blue Ford RS Capri 3100. Remember, cold tires, Marco. Ooh, cold tires. Let's understand if we have the pace to stay with the leaders. P9 overall and P2 in class is not bad for the beginning. .5 liters turbo versus 3 liters V12 naturally aspirated Matra in front. As you can see, given the layout and the type of racetrack, there isn't a huge difference between powerful GT and mid prototypes. Yes, with the top speed because are heavier cars, the GTs. Blocked internal wheel, I think. Maybe will be at the end a corner to be taken in third gear to save fuel later. Bit of lift for entering corners. I don't want also to overstress tires, especially the front left. Torque, the usage of the torque helps quite a lot. But the Ford is going away, is running away. Jochen Mass, absolutely a master for decades. Yes, the front end definitely tends to block itself. Not using...
Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag in sector 2.
It's a Ferrari. Yes, a 312P, so overall we gain a position for a crash or... No, still racing. Semposi, and after you can see the top right corner, the ranking, there is in fuchsia, violet, Semposi, so he did actually score, he did score actually the best lap time of the race so far, then spun. Front left tire starting to go away. Okay, 3 laps out of 21. I initially had in the tank. Finally, I haven't blocked the front end, but I've lost the line. Good. Better line, bravo Marco. Trying to cut the first chicane for a better line, but unlucky. Didn't happen as I thought. Same pose is arriving, I will not fight too much. We race for different meanings and classification. Sorry. Just let me understand where you want to pass. I have my race to do. Did you see in front the main straight? Sorry. It's not Gran Turismo, Marco. Six laps out of 21 at the beginning. So maybe we are in fact using less fuel than expected. Maybe not a bad thing. Oh, what was that? A frame rate jump? Why? I hope it is not the antivirus. Never happened before. Maybe because I'm using Sim Hub, I don't know. Maybe Windows is updating its drivers now. Incredible anyway that back then a normal production car could develop up to almost 10,000 RPM. Something not so easy also nowadays. Obviously the race trim adaptation of a production engine had its meaning, unless we all would drive just road cars, even on track. And despite the higher mass of this car, the chassis not race originally projected to be a race chassis, we are getting closer and closer to Sir Jack Brabham with the Matra. if I do not screw up everything. That maybe is already struggling with tires or fuel. Would be quite a pass. Yes, he's struggling with tires, with traction maybe. Let's study a bit his trajectory, but it does look very... coming back. Let's see if I can use the traffic to have a bit of space. No, it's there. But on the racing line he was before, now I am. Wait a second to pass the Alpine. Now run away, run away, run away, run away when he's there. Okay, not bad as a defensive type of style. Should have been done much better. Because I don't want to have Sir Jack Brabham at my back when he has a free air like this. I have less top speed on the main straight, but I'm a bit better while cornering, not because of me but because of the car. So I must use as a treasure the handling capacity of the BMW, even if I start to slide with the front end, so it's maybe time to not overdrive the car while right cornering. Because if tires leave me alone now, I'm cut out from a possible good placement. Also overall. Here we are. We will come to the right. Well. So not many times in a game you get an evolving behavior of your car, but is what happens with this BMW. It was very precise and very handy at the beginning. As soon as you lose the best grip in the first laps, that not only you start to slide, but also you start to have a less precise driving attitude. Combined with my mistakes and my skills. Obviously, this is the best I can do, 20 seconds from Jochen Mass after 13 laps. It's almost 1 second per lap of gap. It is not, honestly, changeable, especially with the front left gone. Ooh, that was a touch. Anything broken? Maybe yes. Thank you, Sir Jack Brabham. Destruction Derby today. Just a see you later, not a goodbye. So top left corner, the slim rectangle says that the green grip is almost gone. You can actually feel it at your wheel. So I must change a bit. Type of driving, trying to use the turning attitude of a rear driven car transmission. Not like this. Why do you brake? I'm dead. Really? Ah, okay, suspension. Fine. So, pit. A bit unreal to be alive. Well, if the broken suspension is the front right, this is the only corner where we struggle, maybe. Remove the names, I don't like them. Listen, let's go to the pit. After 30 minutes we have used 10 laps of the original 120. liters available. So if we load for 70 liters, it should be enough. Oops.
Okay, begin to slow the car down now. Okay, slow the car down.
Okay, so we can do basically everything. I mean, not 120 let's say, because I'm going to use all the revs I can, 80 liters. If we did 16 laps in 36 minutes, would mean sorry, we have used 60 liters out of 120 at the beginning, actually completing 36 minutes. Sorry, no, it's 24. Sorry. So yes, maybe 85 should be the right spot, but because I think I'm going to push hard, let's do 90 liters. Soft at the rear as well. Repair, yes. Replace the suspension, yes. We will lose 2 minutes, but I can't avoid it. I was thinking to fly into the grandstand, and so to give up to the race. I think the replay will be also the cover of this game at the end.
Repairs underway. Hold for go signal.
What a shunt. And this is obviously the loss of the race.
Hurry up! We're losing positions!
I mean, everybody will do a one pit stop, but not this way. Not losing 2 minutes.
We've got a mechanical failure.
I
Better
know.
sit tight.
I know.
Hurry up! We're losing positions!
All clear. Go, go, go.
What a pity. Now let's try to maximize the go to the end strategy. Okay, one past Mr. Morgan was in the pit. If I could turn back time, I would set up the car maybe more understeering than this. Sorry, more oversteering than this, because I think I haven't exploited entirely the thing of having a heavy front end with the engine mounted, but as many BMWs a rear axle actually pushing the car. Obviously it's not a Porsche, will never be like a Porsche 911, I mean, but was a possibility with more time to test offline, to actually explore. Would have been quicker than this while cornering. I didn't feel guilty. I don't actually feel guilty for following before the Matra of Sir Jack Brabham so close. I didn't expect the Corvette to stop to go to the pit. I don't even know if they continued the race or not. Not my business. Anyway, 30 minutes to go, 29, half of the race gone. P15 in class, I don't remember all the names, so I don't know where we are. Maybe P10 in class, no, P6 maybe. Approaching a Triumph and an Alfa Romeo slow GT opponents. I also will use a bit more rear tires, exiting like hell. From corners, trying to maximize Come on, go. Bang, thank you. Almost put the second instead of the fourth. Would have been an explosion. I must increase my pace. Oh! I was watching the ranking.
The yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1.
They collided. No, the lorry is still there. Here the two Alpines A110 running as a couple, as a team effort. The 61 in front of the 51, but I have to go, sorry. I can do the parade another time. 22 seconds from P14 Hine Skates. I don't remember which car is.
The yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1.
So I fear that given... Oh! I was saying, given the classification and the gap, how slow the Corvettes are, come on. And I tell you one other help, another thing. My dyslexia today is bigger than ever. Or dyslexia, I don't know. In English, dyslexia maybe. At the back, I've seen in the rear mirror the Ford Capri RS 3100 arriving and overlapping as P14, Ashton Benford in the pits. They will not stop anymore, as us, like us. Best personal, finally 128.1, 8 seconds from Jos Lesser. I do not remember which car is driving, but we will see a car in front of us as soon as possible, I hope. 28.6, not bad. Now Hines takes back to be the direct contender. He must succeed also on keeping Jochen Mass at the back. Okay. Mission not accomplished. Almost lost the car. No, 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 Marco, with the tires reduced like this, don't do it. And remember always to look at the ideal racing line, because if you look at the wall you crash into the wall, if you look at the racing line you go back in the racing line. Time to maybe turn on the lights to see a bit better. Racing line and trajectories and so on. Jochen Mass in the pit, so maybe I will not finish overlap. Sorry for the poor performance and the ugly level of racing offered to you all today. Unfortunately I don't play very often as before, so I'm losing my already poor talent beforehand. Beautiful sunset effect. In 10 minutes we will be, if not in the dark, in the pit. Stupid Marco. Instead of looking at the sunset in your free time, you were looking at the sunset while racing. Okay, Donoghue Fulmer in the pit now. So we go up to P12. And this is Jochen Mass, so I am 1 lap down. So I was almost 2 laps down. No, it's not the car to take it full throttle. What kind of pale? Ah, okay. There is a missing graphic in front. For the change of daylight, maybe. This is, I forgot to say that this is the 1985 Kyalami. I'm losing also the rear left tire. The Kyalami 1985 Formula 1 GP season sponsored version. So maybe it's supposed to be used just with Formula 1 by daylight. Who knows? does look like there's a missing bit of graphic in front of us. Looks like a dark cloud covering instead a blue sky. Maybe we will finish by night with just a glimpse of blue sky in front. Nonetheless, the rest is absolutely stunning from a graphic point of view, given that it's a game old 20 years. Okay, the distance, the gap from Niki Lauda is now down to 7-8 seconds. Maybe he will stop or he will encounter struggles, hopefully for us. Because also I am starting to honestly feel the car running away. Starts to slide here and there. Yes, definitely. So it's time to back up a bit. Sorry for the bells of the church here where I live. You will hear them for quite a while. They sound every time, at every hour. Come on, less than 6 seconds from Niki Lauda, passing up.
The yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, what a sunset. Directly into your eyes 2 times here. Almost screwed up everything. This is Niki Lauda, struggling with the Porsche 908. At the end of a 1 hour race, now 8 minutes and a half to go ish. Easy pass on Nicky. Ciao Nicky. Tires are a bit better for us. Still half of the grip available. He's coming back. We close the line. Now, less than 9 seconds to Hines skates if we will succeed on catching them. Are they with the Porsche 911 RSR? Don't remember. Anticipate a bit the apex because the front end is gone. Fuel calculation was wrong. 6 minutes left and half. Does mean 4 laps. Not enough in the tank and a terrible mistake. No more front headlights. Even the car is gone. Oh, guys. She behaves now not only like if tires are usually gone, but also like if a suspension is broken. Now on straight I will thank you very much, Mr. Kurf Arens. Privateers. I would let you through, but you have a Porsche 917, come on.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Fuel saving, guys, we are not arriving to the end. A Triumph broken. Sorry, 10 liters to manage for how many laps? Maybe 2. Well, I think a suspension is broken. The car doesn't go straight anymore, even on straights. It's a struggle for many. I see also the Lola, the green one, in front, struggling with full power. Yes. What a pity not having done 5 liters more would have been enough to attack to the end, but I have underestimated the fuel usage while running full throttle. Sorry, but I've not tested before. The qualification was not enough to understand these parameters. And here we lift downhill because we have to do another lap. We don't have enough coverage. And everybody is struggling to arrive to the end, so maybe there will be some retirement before the checkered flag, maybe. Does remind me Formula 1 in the mid-80s when the fuel consumption set of rules affected also last moments of each race. Okay, 3 liters to do the last lap, I suppose. Downhill we lift the throttle. Up to P10 because overall, because Sam Posey maybe stopped, so it's just a matter of waiting. Adamowicz, Posey, P1 with the same Ferrari 312. Yes, crossing now, so we can now unleash almost all the power, or we can defend ourselves. No, because nobody's after us, behind us. That is Niki Lauda retired now, as well as Sam Posey, maybe for fuel issues, who knows. So may become a real overall P10, not bad. If I succeed to arrive to cross the start-finish line, because I'm not sure it will happen anyway. And yes, P10 overall with okay, the fuel is finished. Does remind me around the world in 24 hours, sorry. Season 1, Sebring, 12 hours, reduced down to 2 hours with the Chevrolet Corvette GTP, when we actually crawled until the end of the race. And yes, I think even if we take advantage of the downhill area, there isn't anything more we can do. We may ask for a pass to some other driver, so let's leave it as it is. Let's finish the race. And the calculation was wrong anyway. I underestimated the fuel consumption of the BMW when put into a strong pushing condition. it was a matter of 5 liters. I mean, Hine skates could have been chased closer and finally passed, but that's it. So I leave the car here, fine, and yes, we are anyway classified. Prototypes. Wins at the couple of Damowitz Posey P1, Kurt Ahrens the privateer second with the Porsche 917K, Smith Taylor with the Lola T70 P3, P4 for Gallish Tombelen 3 liters prototype Alfa Romeo, Beltoise Jean de Bian with the Sport 5 liters Lola T70, 60s Jack Brabham with the Matra Simca, the one we crashed within, P7 Hile Repko, great, with the Enever Hedges scoring finally points, P8 the Chevron B16 of Hine skates, so was not so easy to chase and pass. Lauda finishes anyway P9 with a 3 liters prototype Porsche 908, and then Sam Posey P10 in class with the Ferrari 312P. GTs. Jochen Mass wins with the Ford Capri, a total domination for Ford with the RS 3100. As second, as in qualification. Third, Donoghue Folmer Porsche 911 Carrera RSR. P4, Juncadella Baviera De Tomaso Pantera. P5, Dave Morgan with the Corvette C2. P6, Kosher Miller De Tomaso Pantera, another one. P6, Rodriguez Yenko Chevrolet Corvette C3. P8 and P9 for the two Alpines, Bourdon and Colombe. P10 for Tom Hamilton with the Shelby Cobra GT350. Some retirements with engine troubles for the Shelby Cobra of Georges Lesser at the end, okay, lap 31, and the Triumph TR4A of Baz Marcus. That's it. Quite a strong race. Let me see the best lap times. So we were running 1:28 while Sam Posey, Kurt Ahrens, Gallish Tombelen were around 23-24. Jochen Mass was 1:25. Impossible to catch. I had 3 seconds of gap of pure performance. Nonetheless, very nice. Let's continue with the second place in class. Maybe preparing also... Kyalami, was the 79 version edition. Yes, for Formula 1 79 from R Factor, then moved to GTR 1 and 2. Now, I'm not going to show you here all the replay because you have seen it within the race synchronized well this time, I hope. But that's the final grand finale for the Around the World in 24 Hours theme, second season for 2026. We will see what will boil into my head. And after completing this last race, the previous classification was this one, already more or less fixed from a positions point of view. Now you get this new one, the final one that will bring in our memories, with Ford winning the GT already and so on. So really a tough battle until race 12-13, but if you remember with the BOP, the balance of presence, I had to remove Ford's Capri very earlier in the season because they were so powerful, so strong that honestly they were conquering everything. This is the second season of a theme that I love very much because at least we have developed a sort of tour of the world, that is the name of the theme, because in 24 hours really raced together we have accomplished, I don't know, in this case 15 races. The last season was 12 races if I'm not wrong. So it's just a tentative to combine in the most famous 24 hours format for Le Mans and Daytona, or the Nürburgring, obviously, Nürburgring, a concept that instead enveloped everything, as you can see. So really, I would say nice and clean. I've enjoyed very much everything about this. I hope you did it as well. Maybe for 2026 we will do a third season for Around the World in 24 Hours, maybe in a different format, I don't know. I'm sorry for completing it in 2023, 24 and 25 almost finished instead of in one full year, but my private life has changed 2 years ago quite massively, so the time spent available for these beautiful things is not always the best one. And so another chapter closed. Thank you very much for watching, for staying with me, for commenting, pushing the like buttons, for subscribing. I mean, you have been really greater than life, bigger than life, allowing me to follow this passion, putting my face in front of the camera, but at the end is something we did together. Some cars, some races have been driven with your choice, like for the sports car 100 minutes or the WTCC and so on. I hope to implement and develop more and more this format for all of us to enjoy together a channel that is a community, is not just Marco because I drive and I record videos. So really, thank you very much. Absolutely stunning the presence, the development and the growing phase for iKeysRacing. You are the meaning of the success behind, and not only behind, I'm just the face here. So let's see what my mind and my free time will bring for the next 2026. Following this episode, I think I can do two things. First of all, finish all the rest of the themes still opened, start to work for the next year with some ideas. Every comment, every suggestion, every whatever idea will be more than welcome if doable with my computer and my low level of skills while driving and skills while combining things within a racing game. And so, really, for another chapter close together, thank you very much. Grazie. Muchas gracias y obrigado. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön, spasiba, arigato. And see you very soon on iKeysRacing. Stay into keen racing always. Best wishes to you all. Best luck to you and your beloved. From Marco from Monza, that's all. Ciao. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Ciao.